Welcome back, famous fans, to your go-to channel for the juiciest, funniest, and most ironic celebrity drama stories. Today we're diving into the legendary life and oh, what a life it was of the man who was once dubbed the most beautiful man in the movies. None other than French cinema icon Alain Delon. Grab your popcorn because this story is as dramatic as one of his films, packed with love, loss, family feuds, and a touch of scandal. Oh, and did we mention guns? Yes, guns. This is the stuff of legend, folks. Alain Delon was the quintessential tough guy on screen, charming fans with his steely gaze in classics like the Samurai and Borsalino. But let's be real, he wasn't just playing a role, he was living it. Delon was the epitome of French cinema's golden era, a time when men were rugged, women were swooning, and every glance could kill, well, metaphorically speaking, of course. But behind that smoldering exterior was a man whose life was just as cinematic as the roles he played. For starters, he was a virtual recluse in his later years. I mean, who wouldn't want to retreat from the world when your legacy is secure and your family is making headlines for all the wrong reasons? Oh, the Delon family. Where do we even begin? Alain Delon might have been the leading man on screen, but off-screen, his family was starring in a real-life soap opera. Picture this: a legendary actor with 3 children from 2 different women, a third son who was never acknowledged and has since passed away, and a former housekeeper who's now suing the kids for endangering their father's life. Sounds like a French version of Dynasty, right? The drama reached fever pitch after Delon suffered a stroke in 2019. His children, Alain, Fabien, Anachka, and Anthony, began airing their dirty laundry for all of France to see. They couldn't agree on how to care for their ailing father, leading to insults, accusations, lawsuits, and even secret recordings. Seriously, who needs Netflix when you have the Delon family saga playing out in real time? And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, in April of this year, a judge placed Delon under reinforced curatorship. Translation: Delon was no longer free to manage his assets. Ouch, that's gotta sting for a guy who spent his entire life being in control, both on and off screen. But wait, there's more. Earlier this year, French police seized a whopping 72 firearms and 3,000 rounds of ammunition from Delon's home. Yes, you heard that right. The man who once graced the silver screen with nothing more than a cold stare and a trench coat apparently had a mini arsenal stashed away. And because no French drama is complete without a twist, Delon didn't even have a gun license. Oh, Alain, you always did love a good plot twist. Adding fuel to the fire, authorities also discovered a shooting range on his property. A shooting range. Clearly, Delon was preparing for his own action-packed comeback, except this time, the cameras weren't rolling. As the curtains close on Alain Delon's life, tributes are pouring in from all corners. Brigitte Bardot, his longtime friend and co-star, led the charge, saying his death left a huge void that nothing and no one will be able to fill. French President Emmanuel Macron chimed in too, calling Delon a French monument. And let's be honest, Macron's not wrong. Alain Delon was more than just a star. He was an icon, a symbol of French cinema's glory days, and an endless source of tabloid fodder. Even Delon himself seemed to know his time was coming to an end. His last major public appearance was at the Cannes Film Festival in 2019, where he received an honorary Palme d'Or. In his speech, he all but bid farewell to cinema, saying it's a bit of a posthumous tribute, but from my lifetime, I am going to leave, but I won't leave without thanking you. Talk about an exit line. Of course, no tribute to Delon would be complete without mentioning the controversies that followed him throughout his life. He was a man who didn't shy away from speaking his mind, even if it meant courting trouble. His support for Jean-Marie Le Pen, the far-right leader of France's National Front, raised more than a few eyebrows. Le Pen, a man who championed the death penalty and opposed same-sex marriage, wasn't exactly the kind of guy you'd expect a global cinema icon to endorse. But hey, Delon was never one to play by the rules, and let's not forget his colorful love life, which made headlines almost as often as his films. From a string of high-profile romances to accusations of misogyny, Delon's relationships were anything but boring. He was a man who lived his life unapologetically, even if it meant stirring the pot every now and then. In the end, Alain Delon's life was a true Hollywood story, except it happened in France. And instead of a happy ending, we got a finale filled with guns, family feuds, and a bittersweet goodbye. Alain Delon passed away on August 18th, 2024, leaving behind a legacy that will be remembered for generations. He was a man of contradictions, tough yet vulnerable, secretive yet endlessly fascinating, a French monument who lived life on his own terms. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and ring the notification bell. You're watching Famous Faces Scoop TV, where there's never a dull moment.